And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk program. We are live, members only, entry level members and above. After the show's over, it'll go to the general public. So if you got some questions or whatever, you can ask them here in the top chat. Sometimes I'll alternate and just have open shows. It just depends on the day. Now, maybe in a couple weeks at the most, I'm going to start doing $200 shows, $250 shows, whatever the highest level price is. I'll be doing those shows. I'll hold the videos for about a week, and then I'll release them to the general public. All right. So as we get closer, you're going to want to know information is millions. It's all about information, getting the information first. Things in crypto happen very rapidly. And I want to reward those people that believe in this program, that support it. I like to reward you with early information. You're going to have it, whatever I'm prognosticating, fortune telling, you'll have that a week before it hits the airwaves. So with that, be prepared, because Crypto Hulk's going to start having higher level programs for those people that pay the $200 and up one. The $500 people, you got the phone call, because I can't do the $500. It won't allow me to do the donation thing. So I just can't do the video for you. So there's that. Let me see who showed up first. Hoops Haven, go ahead and give me a call after the show. I wanted to get a hold of you yesterday. I just didn't have time. Then we got Isa, Brian Edwards, Coasty. I talked to Coasty yesterday. Crypto Greek, MAB 1914. Let's look here. Larry Brotherton. Michael Muldoon. There's that Pat _85 guy. We got Bobby Driscoll. Larry Brotherton is here. Stephen Morris is there. I think they will rename USA the New Republic of the USA. Mr. Maldonado says, Hulk, thanks for the call yesterday. Exactly. We're getting Mr. Maldonado's portfolio squared away. Personalized program. I personally look at what he has, and we discuss these different things. And could Hulk, should I get rid of that one and that one for this other one? What would you do? It's for people that want to make very smart moves. Look, everything we talk about in my show is based on evidence. So when you get the $200 membership, it's based on evidence. That's what I just talk about. I don't be like, well, let me see what day of the week it is and where is the sun in the position to the moon. Like, I don't give a shit about that stuff. I go, it's a fact-based program. When you call me up, a lot of times you'd be shocked. Like, I won't give you the answer you want to have. I'm just going to give you what evidence there is. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm not telling you, but sometimes I have to just say, well, don't copy me, but if it was me, I would do such. But don't copy me. And really don't. Just listen to my evidence and you make up your own decision about stuff. And there is that. For an extra 100, Hulk will give you dating advice. Probably not. That's not. I'll tell you what, I used to be in the fortune telling, kind of. I got a little story. It's the weekend. Too bad this was water and not Patron, tequila, clear, silver. But let me tell you a little story. So back in the day when I worked with juveniles in probation, I worked for a really, really rough county. Bad kids. You know what? Not really. But yeah, but no. They were. I had hope for so many of them. I guess you have to. I probably realized maybe 10% of those kids maybe lead product. Well, maybe more like 20 or 30%. 20 to 30% of those kids, if there's 10 kids there, 2 out of 3 are probably going to be okay. The other 70% are probably. So what I would do is some of these kids would be in juvenile hall. And then I worked at both juvenile hall and the camp facility where they could literally run away and we'd catch them and put them in juvenile hall. But I'd work in both. I could work in any unit in the detention facilities. I work in any single unit, girls unit, little boy, bigger boy, violent. I just didn't like working in the sex offender. I don't like dealing with that shit. I'm like, fuck no. They call it I forgot what unit that was. I'm like, I'm not working in that one. That's fucking sicko shit. Yeah, they shouldn't even be in jail. You know what I mean? They should be unalived. But anyhow, the kids would bring up letters from their girlfriends and photos. And I don't know how I did it, but I could look at a picture for about 5 seconds. They'd show me a picture. Sometimes they wouldn't even show me a picture. I mean, I had these kids lined up because I got some kind of skill. I don't know. I don't know if I still got it or not, but they'd show me a letter that the girlfriend would write, and they'd say, Crypto Hulk, what do you think about her? And do me and her have a future, or should I just dump her? It was like that. I'm like, I mean, they literally trust me. I have kids 15 deep standing in line. So I wouldn't really have to read the letter. I'd look at the letter for about 5 seconds on one page, maybe 10, flip it over, 5 to 10, maybe at the most. Just kind of doing what I do. I'm not going to say exactly what I was doing. And then I wouldn't always have a picture. And I could tell that kid how that relationship is right now and how the future is going to be. And they were just like, damn, you're like 80% correct, Crypto Hulk. I'm like, really? Then word spread. They said, oh, Crypto Hulk, he knows, he's got like fortune teller skills. So they'd line up and I literally kind of look through the letter just briefly. I wouldn't want to get into all their personal business, but I might read a sentence here or see whatever it was there. And I was like spot on, like 80%, 90%. These kids would be like, fuck, how do you know this shit? Then I could see a picture. Sometimes I could just see a picture. Either one, I didn't really need a picture. If I had both, I'd be almost 100% accurate, but I could still be at 80, 90%. These kids were just like stunned. They're like, oh shit, how does he do all this stuff? But that's about as close to dating advice. Sometimes I tell the kid, you need to dump this one. Just fucking trash trailer, okay? Then other times I'm like, you know what? This one seems like you need to keep this one because she'll straighten you out. You know, she ain't putting up with no dumb shit. The guys are like, damn, how do you know all this shit? Dude, that is her exactly. I said, I told you. But yeah, it was free. It was probably the closest to dating advice I ever gave. All right. Next. There's Jayhawker. That's a member right there of the either $200 club or whatever. Fortune teller skills. Let us go to the article. Let's start the article here. Let's read this article. A lot of us, today's show is, I'm going to take it at my own pace because I'm taking tomorrow morning off. I'm going to maybe sleep in a little tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. And that sleeping in is like 6:30. So, and then I'm going to do like an arm workout or something. I might sleep in. I might not. I don't know. If there's massive news, then I'll do a show. But Sunday mornings are usually like the slowest news day. Okay. Why tokenized real estate has not taken off. A lot of us, brand new people, I'm talking to you. A lot of us wonder, what the hell's going on, Crypto Hulk? Why is this shit not taking off? I got into crypto yesterday and I'm still fucking broke. Why tokenized real estate has not taken off. Okay. For years, tokenization has, so brand new people, when you have like a house, let's say, you could turn it into a token. Okay, imagine you have a wallet, like a regular leather wallet, and you got money and credit cards and shit in there. If you pulled out that money in like 1970, let's say you had a wallet and you pulled it out in 1970, that $20 bill was a token for gold. that $20 to $100 bill, whatever it is, it was worth gold, but you'd hold the money form of it, okay? So think of that. Real gold that's in the Federal Reserve or whatever, that money was backed by gold. The paper is the token, all right? Now, we have the ability today to have, let's call it electronic money. It's in a digital form on a phone. You can get your house, tokenize it, break it up into 100,000 parts, 1,000,000 parts, whatever. And those could be, and you could sell those tokens and people could use them as money. If you put them on the blockchain, you know, that could be, but we're kind of, this is where all this is going. All right. Well, we got a problem. And part of it is Congress is not voting. And let's be specific, the Democrats are not voting on this. They want everybody broke so they can bankrupt the country and have it a communist and redo the whole thing. Fucking wonderful. But Colonel Hulk, if you mention political shit, you're gonna lose viewers. Fuck. Do you think I give a fuck anymore? I stopped giving a fuck 6 years ago when I started this channel. Okay. For years, tokenization has positioned as the breakthrough that would modernize real estate investing. Okay. For years, tokenization is supposed to take off. It never has. Because the Democrats are voting no on all the crypto shit. Let's continue. In theory, tokenization promised a simple proposition. Fractional ownership of institutional grade property, fractional ownership of institutional grade property, accessible in minutes rather than months, with liquidity that traditional real estate has never been able to offer. In practice, that vision remains largely unrealized. It's not happening like they need it to be, okay? You got that there's several real estate crypto type things. They just haven't taken off at all. And we're going to find out why. Despite years of development, tokenized real estate still represents, listen to this, less than 1%. Tokenizing is less than 1% of the $300 trillion global property market. You know what? If you have 300 trillion, that's almost half a quadrillion. Oh, man. Now, I wonder what platform all that's going on. So we're talking less than 1%. Actually, shit, it's 0.10. It's 0.1. So it's not even 1%. It's 100% I want you to understand something here. We're going to talk about a couple cryptos here. T-Rise and Red Belly. Red Belly. Let me show you the cryptos right now, right up front. Get in my belly. He says, fat bastard. Okay, here's the Rise token. It's 0.002. And there's the page if you want to find it. There is the token number. Okay. Now we have another crypto that is involved with Rise. They work together. Buy both of these. That one is Red Belly. Get in my belly. Let me do a copy. Oh, I can't give you the contract number. Okay. Yeah, it must be on Red Belly. Oh, there it is. Well, here's the token ID. I don't think it's what you need, but you'll have to find this one. I got mine on Zarian. Yeah. Oh yeah, Stuart Lavelle was into real estate. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you something now. The crypto home. Why isn't the Rise token going up? And why is it Red Belly? I'm trying to read the article. How about if you shut the fuck up, kids? Despite years of development, here's the reason why the Rise token is right now at a beautiful place for you to buy it, okay? Because years of development, the tokenized real estate still represents less than 0.1% of the three. Listen to this. It's like 1/100th%. They've only tokenized, listen up, because here's the potential in Rise and Red Belly. These are going to be massive. We only have one. If you get a 1% and split it up into 100 parts, 1/100th% of the $300 trillion global property market, that's all that's tokenized. 1/100th% of $300 trillion real estate market. It's almost $500 quadrillion. Oh, man. That's a crazy number right there. Even the broader tokenized real world market has 31 billion on chain. That accounts for only a fraction of a percent of that total. What we have, everybody, is we don't have these crypto laws in. I'm showing you right now the massive potential that Rise Crypto and Red Belly have. Now is not the time to be thinking about making money. Now's the time to start buying, preparing. If you want to buy this shit so you can dump it later, that'd be a brilliant idea. Maybe buy it. Like I got my set amount. Say if you want to get 200,000 of these Rises or whatever, maybe buy 200,000. So another 200,000. So you got 400,000. So you can dump 200,000 when this thing goes up. There you go. See? The gap between promise and reality is difficult to ignore. Today, gaining exposure to prime commercial real estate still involves intermediaries, high minimums, and long holding periods. The idea of seamlessly buying and selling tokenized property stakes has yet to materialize at a meaningful scale. So we just don't have the ability. We don't have the infrastructure. We got this technology, but it's not going. That's because people aren't voting how they need to get this shit to take off. Nobody wants to start buying certain cryptos or whatever, or investing in certain crypto companies because they don't know what the fucking laws are. This is all done on purpose, okay? The issue, it says, was never a lack of tokens. It was the absence of what? Legal, operational, and compliance infrastructure required to make those tokens function as credible financial instruments. No investment companies are going to dump trillions into something where that doesn't have any legal, operational, or compliant infrastructure. They're not going to dump the trillions. You're not going to get rich. That's why. But if we look at it like this crypto is pounded down. This Rise token and Red Belly are down to 1/100th% of $300 trillion. You could take those numbers and multiply that shit by like 1,000 and shit. Like that's what this. There's no market. Basically, there's no market. You're at not 1%, but if you take that 1%, chop it up into 100 parts, you've got that 1/100th% of 300 trillion. Do you imagine when it hits $300 trillion? Son of a bitch. You're gonna be rich. You don't need to wait till 300 trillions tokenized on Rise, because Rise is working. But we'll get into this in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun. One of the defining missteps, so there's mistakes. One of the defining missteps in early tokenization efforts was starting with the technology rather than the investor, okay? They rush, just like some of you guys. They're rush mode, and then you fuck it up. Nobody wants to sit and watch a 1-hour video, Crypto Hulk, except the people that are serious about getting rich. Congratulations. You're investing in yourself. I know my programs are long. I'm not here for the 15-minute people. I'm here for the people that want to make $15 million, $100 million. These are the people that I teach to. There's plenty of channels out there that offer 12 to 15, 17-minute programs. This one's not it. This one, if you're a real investor, what do? You invest. You also invest time and energy to understand what you're going to dump money into so you understand what is going on in the tokenization real estate market. I'm explaining to you this now. That's why companies aren't dumping trillions in, because all the legal, operational, and all that compliance shit is not there. Then what they did with the tokenization, they used this technology, but they didn't know really what to do with it. It sounded great. Oh, crypto tokenization for real estate. Okay, well, how does it work? Well, we kind of have a problem with how it works. Am I buying this crypto that I'm going to buy? Is this property, or is this a commodity? Is this a security? Is this a utility? We don't know because we don't have laws. So you want me to put trillions into something, but you can't fucking tell me what it is? Pretty much, yeah. Legally, we can't tell you what it is. Well, that's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard of, right? That's where we're at right now. Sonia Shah, founder and CEO of One Asset. So now, here's a company here. Now, I'm going to start naming some companies. Some of these, you have to be a accredited investor. Some of these companies, you don't have to be. I'm not going to look these up because I'm not running a show where I go over every single company I talk about in an article. It would take too long. Timbo, oh my God. Chucky needs a new shank. Oh my gosh. For meme coins, he's fixing to slash. Oh my God. Dang. Oh man. Right on. That's a mighty hefty donation right there. I got a fat one this morning when I was in the cold plunge. It's from people that are already members already. That's what's very interesting. I'm like, you don't have to like give a donation. You're already a member. And just like, well, the information you gave me was amazing and I'll make millions on it. And so that's the least I could do. I'm like, okay, fine with me. That I'm not going to turn away money. Steven Sanchez, when you call up Andrew, it's the free call. They're super nice people. Okay. You're going to talk to a guy named Tony. He's the crypto. Say, I only talk to Crypto Hulk Tony. Just mention that, Crypto Hulk Tony. And he's tied in directly to me. So he is linked to our channel. I only want you guys talking to him. All right. If there's an issue, so Marky G says, you talked to us about Red Belly last year. Yes, I did. We talked about a lot of cryptos. Let me get back to work here. So we got this woman named Sonia Shah, founder and CEO of a company called One Asset. It's all one word, One Asset. She explains it as the industry approaching the problem backwards. They asked what we can put on chain before asking what a real estate investor actually needs to trust the asset. So they rushed to go nowhere fast. They rush to go nowhere fast. That's exactly what people do when they don't watch Crypto Hulk show. They just want to get in quick for 15 minutes because they're just in such a rush to get wrecked. That's what happens. If you watch my program for an hour, you'll be very, very intelligent when it comes to crypto investing. That's what my show is. It's an investing channel. And you can learn what cryptos to invest in and what not to. You learn so much on this channel. Let's continue. The result was a wave of offerings that resembled real estate exposure, but lacked the underlying structure required to support it. Ownership was often unclear with these real estate cryptos. Income distribution was inconsistent, and liquidity was largely theoretical. It means you can't really trade with it. This is why, despite years of experimentation, institutional adoption of real estate crypto has remained limited. Tokenization has often been treated as a feature rather than a foundation. So they were just trying to make some shit. They couldn't, it didn't have real world use case, all right? And then we don't have laws, and it's just a big clusterfuck. AI, I'm sorry. Hold on. At its core, tokenized real estate has been missing a set of basic but essential components. Legally enforceable ownership rights. This is where we come down to legally enforceable ownership rights. Compliant transfer mechanisms they're missing. Professional servicing and yield distribution, interoperability with existing financial system. These are all things that real estate crypto doesn't have. It's a fucking disaster, okay? So they have technology, but they're not using it correctly. And then we don't know what's legally this, and we don't know if it's a fucking, it's just a big mess, okay? That's kind of what's going on. Now, again, we're going to go over, where am I at as far as time? 26 minutes. Okay, we are 26 minutes in, about half done. These are not new ideas. They are standard requirements in traditional real estate investing. Replicating them in a tokenized environment is where the difficulty lies. Legal ownership frameworks, compliant transfer mechanisms, and regulated servicing layers take time, expertise, and real regulatory engagement to build, this lady says. That work is slow and resource intensive. It is also largely invisible, which helps explain why many early projects deprioritized it. It means they kind of moved away because there's no infrastructure. It's like a big mess. Okay, without these elements in place, tokenized real estate may demonstrate technical capability, but it does not function as a credible financial product. Without all these things, it's all theater, okay? Okay, so for the institutions, the challenge is clarity. Questions around ownership rights, enforceability, cross-jurisdictional treatment remain unresolved in many cases. Without clear answers, allocation becomes difficult to justify. So when everything is a fucking mess legally, and we don't know what is what, no one's going to fucking dump money into this shit. You got it? We don't have laws and regulations. That's the problem right there. They're purposely holding everything back. I guess they're waiting for something. I don't know. So everything's a fucking mess. You got this technology, and it's like it's waiting to go, and it's just the Democrats need to fucking vote. That's what needs to happen. But what's happening, in my real opinion, is we're getting the whole world kind of adjusted to this. That's what it is. We're waiting for all the slowpoke countries. Like, crypto can't take off. I just showed you what's going on in Iraq. They're getting hooked up now, their securities and all that, but they're not. We can't let crypto go. What's going to happen to these countries that are not hooked up? They're going to get left behind, and then it's going to be disastrous. You're going to have like World War III going on, okay? Here's what the author says. If the missing infrastructure were in place, the experience would look meaningfully different. So we don't have all the laws and clarification. That's why nothing's happening. Okay. Now we're going to take that to our advantage. That's what today's show is about. I'm going to show you the cryptos. Let's get into that right now while we've got time. Here is a crypto right here. It's called T-Rise. We've gone over this before. We're going to go over it again because right now is a perfect time to consider this crypto here. Because I'm going to tell you what, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen when $300 trillion of real estate gets tokenized and maybe gets put on the DTCC? Canton's going to do that with this T-Rise token right here. That shit's going to be worth major money, okay? Let's look at the title of this. The title shows we're at canton.networks/news.trise. We're on a Canton page. The Canton coin's another coin that is brilliant. They got it on Caleb and Brown, the best quality one, actually. There's other Canton coins, but the most quality one is on Caleb and Brown. You can even ask Jim Bazzini that. He'll tell you the same thing. I'm just joking, Jim. Okay. Okay, right there is your link to the Canton coin, so you can see it. But we're talking about T-Rise and Red Belly today, not Canton. So, what does the title of this say? Some people are driving and they listen to my show while they commute. The T-Rise Group strengthens leadership with institutional tokenization. See, that's the music to my ears. Institutional tokenization. That means trillions of dollars. That's what we want. Institutional tokenization of structured financial products on the Canton network. Look right down below here. T-Rise Group. It's a Canadian fintech firm specializing in institutional grade tokenization, is deepening its integration with the Canton network. As a validator, node operator, active builder of tokenized projects, right? T-Rise builds tokenization projects, okay? It is one of the first, listen to that, T-Rise is one of the first entities to issue, manage tokenized real-world assets on this privacy-first blockchain for regulated finance. Let's read the press release. So you click on that. And if you click on that, you'll see this page here. Let me show you this. There you go. Where are we at? T-Rise. Okay, so there is the press release. If you look to the far right, you see a guy smiling with a beard. That's the CEO. Okay, Chief Operating COO. Now, if you look to the right, you'll see a Canadian flag. If you click that Canadian flag, it takes you to this article here. Let me show you. Here's where T-Rise Crypto is working with the Canadian government. That is a massively good sign. Very, very good sign. What is going on with the Canadian government here is they're working with T-Rise, and there's all these doctors of crypto and machine learning and all these kinds of things. They're working with T-Rise. They're collaborating together with a crypto company. That is T-Rise. There is not too many cryptos that are teamed up with colleges, the government, okay? Montreal, Canada, 2025. T-Rise Group and the École des Technologies Supérieures are proud to announce that the Industrial Research Chair in Tokenization, established in 2024 under the leadership of Professor Kai-Wen Zhang, has secured over $3 million over the 5-year period in contributions and funding from MITAX and the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada. Oh my God, this is cool. Very, very cool. The highly competitive Canadian funding underscores the strength of a research program already underway since 2024. The Canadian government for the past 2 years has been working very, very closely with the T-Rise crypto. Oh my God, this is a good, very, very good thing. Almost no cryptos are doing this. I just want you to understand the Canadian government for 2 years is working with this crypto private company on tokenization of real world assets. You don't think this crypto is going to be worth anything? Well, it's never in the news, Crypto Hawk. I know, but I'm just showing you right now. We got 1/100% of $300 trillion tokenized. This thing has not even taken off yet. The potential value for T-Rise is insane. This one, you got to have at least close to $500,000. Building Canada's resilient digital future. So that is massive. At the core of this chair is a patent pending communication protocol combined with decentralized federated learning. This is so massive that, okay, this T-Rise is going to be so massive because they now have a patent pending communication protocol combined with decentralized federated learning frameworks. Oh my God, this is big. This is going to be huge. This will be bigger than my ego ever could be. It's able to withstand disruptions and adapt dynamically to changing conditions. It's able to optimize to reduce cost, latency, and energy consumption. It's enabling verifiable and trusted exchanges across distributed environments, ensuring that Canada retains control over its critical digital systems and data flows. This is big. Wow-wee. This is a massive, very important. Let me skip down. About T-Rise. So you scroll down to the bottom where it says about T-Rise. T-Rise has the infrastructure to structure and tokenize a wide range of assets, such as real estate, digital bonds, and high-quality carbon credits into digital structured products enhanced by federated learning for risk analysis. The platform will operate across public and private networks such as Canton. Oh my God. Whoo-wee. You gotta love it, man. The Rise token, boy, Jove. And this is all why the real estate hasn't taken off yet. But guess who's preparing for all? See, Rise token is all nice and quiet, doing their research, getting patents done. Now, let's get into the deep dive with this. I got 20 minutes left. I got loads of time. Maybe we can get even to another article. Here's the T-Rise deep dive. T-Rise is a Montreal-based Canadian fintech company founded in 2022. Now, it builds institutional-grade tokenization with a heavy emphasis on private credit, real estate equity and debt, structured products, and sustainable carbon-linked assets. Oh, man, this is businessy. It's very businessy with industry. I like it. The founder and CEO is Madani Bukalba, CEO and co-founder, 15 years in capital markets. He used to work as CDPQ risk analysis, HSBC, and Garda World. He leads institutional integration of real-world assets into the blockchain. He's got a partner named Eduardo Furtado. I wonder if he's related to Nelly. Never mind, bad joke. I just saw her on TV the other day. It's way too much plastic surgery. She looks like a different person. Let's continue, though. That's just a little tidbit if you're interested. Eduardo is a chief technology officer with 20 years in crypto. He performs cybersecurity complex systems. Just saying, not a big deal, right? Federated learning. Michael Duquesne, he's the one who's involved with the federated learning and the DeFi. Let's scroll down here. We've got Hyperledger Fabric involved. We've got Remy Richard. He's the COO. The guy's picture we just saw, Remy Richard. He was the head of blockchain and Hyperledger Fabric. So that's Stellar right there. Stellar Technology is involved with Hyperledger. So that's another crypto. This Rise token has a COO that was a head over at Hyperledger Project. That's massive. This project might even run on Stellar. Stellar! Let us go to Rise. Structures, full tokenization. Key people driving innovation. They list some people's names here. RiseNet, Price, Canton, Standards, Chainlink for oracles. You've got Fireblocks involved in this. Now, who are their other partners? Canton Network, Linux Foundation. Oh, that's good. Really, really freaking good. That's what the Canton. Canton is mixed up with the Linux Foundation, and they're working with RiseNet. So RiseNet is probably getting help from Linux as well. Wouldn't doubt it. Wintermute is a market maker, and they're helping with the RiseNet. That's a very good thing. Chainlink's given the Red Belly Network. Let me just show you right there. So Red Belly is a crypto, and they're talking about that they're a partner, and I'll just kind of paste that right there so you can see that they mentioned it. Oh, wait, we got Henry Papacito. Henry's back again. Good old Henry Brown. If you find the information resourceful and beneficial, please share the Crypto Hulk channel with friends, family, and your day ones. We, the Crypto Hulk community, wanted to say we appreciate the information you bring to us all. Very good. Thank you. Thundercats. I don't even know what that. I've heard of Thundercats, but I guess I was too old or just too boring to watch that. So Red Belly Network is definitely integrated into this. Banks. Okay, banks, financial institutions, involvement in this. Deep integration with traditional finance via Canton. So you got Goldman Sachs, BNP Paribas, DTCC. State Street, all the top. This is so fucking huge. RiseNet is right in there with the 600 partners that Canton Network has. And once these crypto laws come into place, you're going to see this Rise token just go nutso. Very nutso. I'm just scanning this. T-Rise stands out as a credible institutional real-world asset infrastructure play with strong TradeFi roots and deep Canton Network integration with real bank and financial institutional rails. This is going to be massive. The team, here's what Grok says, the team, partnerships, and pipeline give it above average institutional credibility. Oh man, that means it's good. Solid professional contender. I'm going to ask Grok, who would the competition be for Rise? Let me get the answer here. It might take a little bit of time. Now what I'm doing is we're at the tail end of this Rise token, and I wanted to just find out its competitors. Maybe we look into it. I don't think price. That would just be kind of stupid. If it's a good crypto, when I buy a crypto, all I care about are what's its use case and who are all the connections. Who's everybody connected to that crypto? Then I buy accordingly. Securitize. Okay, is there competition? Most competitors lack this exact Canton native plus AI privacy combo, or competitors focus more narrowly just on treasuries only or DeFi credit. So this T-Rise doesn't have competition. It says T-Rise is different because it has the Canton validator issue status, plus it has a hybrid RiseNet layer 1, which is an Avalanche Ethereum virtual machine, plus this has privacy and machine learning. You've got CDPQ alumni are the TradeFi roots, and you have an active multi-billion-dollar pipeline execution. You've got $500 million in private credit digital bonds, $200 million plus a Vision 60 art real estate equity, whatever that is. And then we have most competitors lack this exact Canton native plus AI privacy combo, or the competition focuses too narrow on just treasuries or just DeFi credit. So primary rivals to Rise fall into 3 buckets. Number 1, a full stack regulated U.S. global platform like Securitize. Number 2, white label compliance infrastructure like Tokenized or Bricken. Or number 3, asset class specialists or a Canton co-issuers like Centrifuge, Maple for private credit, Broadridge, DLR for structure, but no single clone exists. Competition is execution and network driven. Here's the answer. No single clone exists. Okay, nobody's copying. This is the only company that is doing this, just like it is. It says no single clone, and the word clone is in quotes. No single clone exists. So that's starting to look pretty good right there. Talks about Securitize. It gives a little history of Tokenized, Bricken. Okay, T-Rise faces credible, well-capitalized competition from established platforms. However, its Canton validator plus native issuer role, RiseNet AI privacy edge, CDPQ TradeFi DNA, and its live multi-billion-dollar pipeline Carve a defensible niche. It's a niche. It's a niche, everybody, in privacy first, institutional private markets. The space that RiseNet is in remains fragmented and execution driven. No dominant winner yet. T-Rise professional positioning and Rise utility give it above average credibility for institutions seeking differentiated beyond generic wrappers. It's a strong contender. So it just needs to grow. And this sucker, it looks like it's going to take over. It says it needs more volume and larger peers. It just needs to grow. It's basically all that needs to happen. So there you have it. Now we got 10 minutes left. Let me look at some comments here. Rise is the biggest sleeper in crypto, even over Zebek, I'd say. Crypto Bat has Rise root on his tangent. Stevie ZBCN says, get at least a milli Rise. Quantum Irv says, I bought the Rise token on Coinbase. Thank you. All right. Red Belle. Let me get out of that article. Okay, I got time for one article. There's the China one. No. Okay, let's go with the last article of today. You have Scott Bessent. He is the Treasury Secretary of the United States. The Clarity Act, odds rise. So the odds of the Clarity Act are going to rise because right here, the Treasury Secretary presses the Senate and the House on a crypto bill. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is urging the Senate and the U.S. House panel to advance the Clarity Act. He said that it's really important to regulate crypto assets within the United States. Senator Cynthia Lummis joined in as she also warned about potential risks if the bill is not passed. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was out front as he urged the Senate and House to get the bill moving. He said the United States needs to define digital assets and place crypto activity in the hands of the country's regulators. Bessent said that regarding the administration's plans, there would be no central bank digital currency. He called it, the CBDCs, the first step toward tracking people. He also indicated that the House of Representatives had already been supportive of bipartisan stablecoin legislation. Hence, Scott Bessent is now pushing to have lawmakers move on the Clarity Act. Bessent said, and the Clarity Act is now up on the hill, he declared. I think it has bipartisan support. So right now, the Clarity Act is going to go to the House, and then it'll go back to the Senate for a full vote. So right now, it's going to the House. Guess what? It's going to pass on the House. You watch. This shit's going to pass because the Republicans got control. The Treasury Secretary, so that's a good thing. And the Clarity Act is now up on the hill. That is like, wow, that sucker's going to pass. We already know. The Treasury Secretary said that he believes that regulatory clarity could help drive offshoring of digital asset businesses. Many of the industry's controversies, Besant said, have arisen from unregulated foreign markets, which might not meet strict U.S. regulations. When you look at digital assets, all the nonsense that happens, all the things you read about, that's because it's the wild, wild west offshore. Besant stated, he added, so we got to bring it onshore. Here's what Cynthia Loomis says. The Clarity Act, she called it a consumer. I love how she's saying this. Now, I used to always call her Cynthia Stupid Loomis, and I still hold that. But this right here is good, what she says, because this is going to help get these Democrats to get their heads screwed on correctly. She called the Clarities Act a consumer protection bill, as well as protector of American software developers. You notice how the Democrats were using that word, oh, we need investor protection. Oh, investor. Now she's using those same words. You see that? She says this is a consumer protection bill. And a protector, see, she's using these protect words. The Democrats use protection words as bad. She's using them as good. She's saying this Clarities Act will be a consumer protection bill. Now the Democrats will be like, whoops, what word are we going to use now? Cynthia Loomis says, without the Clarity Act, if a digital asset exchange goes bankrupt, customers have no guarantee right to hold their own right to their own assets. So without the Clarity Act, if a digital exchange goes bankrupt, customers have no guaranteed right to their own assets. Oh, man. Consumers face the possibility of long battles with creditors and big dollar. See, this is what happened with that exchange, Sam Bankman-Fried. That thing, they were all fucking around in there. And we've got to have an exchange. And people, all this has to be like within the United States. That's what Cynthia Loomis is saying. If we don't have control over it, people are not protected. If we have a Clarities Act and the United States controls this stuff, there's protection. The reason there's rug pulls and all this shit is because the Democrats will not vote for crypto laws. If we get this Clarities Act now, so let me show you the next article. I know this was the last one, but we got another one. You are going to like this one. This is very good. I want you to see. I think something is coming. This article here, I'm going to summarize it for you. Ed Smith, thanks, Hulk. Keep stacking. Now, here's what we got going. Crypto's biggest exchanges. What we got here are 40 of the biggest crypto exchanges in the United States. They're trying to make their own framework. This is exactly what we need right here. More than 40 crypto firms, including rival exchanges Coinbase and Kraken, are backing a Blockworks-led framework aimed at bringing stock market style disclosures to token markets. Again, what do we got going? You got 40 of the biggest crypto exchanges are trying to have disclosures. So you know how like when you buy a coin, it's like a scam coin? Okay. What we're going to do is get rid of all the dumb shit, okay? When you got a coin that's called Red Belly, but it's really not Red Belly, it's like a fake scammer coin, we're getting rid of all this dumb shit, okay? There's like 30,000 cryptos on the planet right now. There doesn't need to be 30,000. So what we're going to do, more than 40 crypto firms are going to promote a standardized stock market style of crypto token disclosures. So just like when you want to have a stock and put it on the stock market, you've got to like have a full disclosure on the phone number, who made this shit, what does it do, I don't know all the stuff, but it's just like that. You're disclosing all the information, like maybe a white paper and all that shit. Okay. Who are the developers? How much money do you have in this? All this stuff, and you got to get it verified. Then you can sell it. This right here, everybody, 40 crypto firms are now why do you think they're putting this together? Because they know something's going to happen. They are trying to get this thing to get pushed through. And this will get put into the CFTC. Here's the last article right here. This one deals with the Commodities Future Trading Commission. This is big right here, too. This is going to show you that crypto laws are coming. Right here, the Clarities Act risks regulation without oversight. As Congress weighs crypto legislation, Aaron Klein says the CFTC needs more resources. It needs independence and a coordination to oversee digital markets. What this article is showing us here, I'll summarize it. The CFTC is like, look, you can pass crypto laws, okay? You can pass crypto laws, but if you're not going to give us enough money to hire the people, the investigators, and do all these things, it's not going to do any good. You're going to get rug pulls and people are going to get ripped off. So what is this? You've got to have those 40 companies design a framework for all this full disclosure of crypto, so no more scam coins are being sold. Then you got the CFTC article. I'm just summarizing it because I don't have time to go over it. The CFTC says, look, if you're going to pass these laws and have all these protections, what good is it if there's not enough Commodity Future Trading Commission people? What good is it if there's not enough SEC people? What if we don't communicate good enough? Maybe you need to put the SEC and the CFTC in the same building, because if not, we're still going to have a mess. You don't hire enough of us, we can't police everything then. So that's one of the issues now. The CFTC saying, hey, we need better communication with the SEC. We need to be in the same damn building they're in. And then we need to hire a lot of people to get this shit done. Otherwise, you're still going to have rug pulls. You're not going to fix anything. So that is what is going on in the state of affairs of things. It looks like they're getting set up. I'm just showing you each day what they're doing to get this thing done. They're putting it all together. I'm breaking it down by departments and stuff like that. So you're seeing what is happening in the state of crypto today. They're still putting it together. They're getting each day. This is I guess a complicated process. I know we all want to be rich tomorrow. It's not going to happen. They're getting it all set up. We can see it being set up. We know what they're doing to get it set up, and it just takes time. And that'll be it for today's program. I strongly doubt I'm going to have an AM show on a Sunday. So I'll see y'all in maybe Sunday night.